Hi everyone, and welcome to our teaching session this Wednesday. We're looking at an absolute classic, a piece by Anton Bruckner. It's called Locus Iste, and it is a piece that we have looked at before here on the channel, but not since July of 2020. I was just looking up here. This was last taught on the 2nd of July 2020, the dim and distant years of lockdown, and I have to say, it was early days in terms of doing live stream teaching with the score on screen. And I was alerted to the fact that it wasn't perhaps the best teaching aid in a very kind way by one of our own. And she said, I watched it the other day. I think you should revisit it. And I went and had a look back, and it was like that sort of, well, let's just say I was behind the sofa myself watching that early session. And so I thought it's a prime candidate to revisit, to enjoy and to teach from the beginning using a brand new recording, using the incredible technology that we now have at our disposal. Let's check we can hear it. It'd be good if it actually played. This is a good start. Patchway Cathedral sounding splendid. Marvellous. So that is our piece for today. Let me just check that the instruments are working. Nice, but it's a little bit jazzy. So let's try something that's a little bit more appropriate. Nope, that's still the wrong one. Splendid. There we go. Emma says, plenty of room behind the sofa. Sheila, thank you so much. So we loved it at the time, though. It's really kind of you to say. And this is the thing, at the early days, none of us had any idea where these online choirs were going to go, how long they'd be around for, and the amazing journey we would be on together. So that's very kind of you to say, and I shall take that to heart. But it's nice to go back and revisit, particularly in light of everything else that we've learned over the last few years. So welcome all of you. Hope you're looking forward to a good sing this afternoon. Make sure you've got everything you need. We'll proceed through with each of the voice parts, as this piece takes about 2.5–3 minutes to perform, and we will sing it all the way through each time. This session is probably going to run to about 45–50 minutes. If you have to go on the half hour, completely understand. But those of you watching later on, remember, I'll timestamp the video so you can jump straight to the relevant part of your rehearsal. And at the end, there will be a full sing through with the beautiful echoey acoustic. And then we'll sing this one for our Sing Sunday this week. So welcome all of you. Thank you for being here. Hello to anyone who's watching later on. Hello to anyone who's subscribed to the channel recently. And I have to say, we've had a flurry of subscribers over the last month or so. We're currently, let me just check. Yeah. Please hold. 5,230. 5230 subscribers as of Wednesday, the 2nd of October, 2024. Please join us by clicking the subscribe button. Doesn't cost you anything, but what it will do is put a great big smile on my face and help us on our way to 10,000 subscribers. Hello to everyone who I know is watching live but isn't in the chat. A particular hello to Helene and Bill and Val and Sue and Tony and Sally and Annie and Maureen, and to Harry and June and everyone else who I know is watching. And then hello everyone over here. Hope you're all doing well this afternoon. Lots of love to everyone. Let me just pop out the chat and see who's here. Hello, Alison. Hello, Angela. Hello, David. Hello, Teresa. Hello, Emma. Hello, Fiona. Hello, Gloria. Hello, Epi. Hello, Jackie. Hello, Jackie. Hello, Jane. Hello, Janet. Hello, Jenny. Hello, Jill. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Linda. Hello, Michael. Hello, Mike. Hello, Nikki. Hello, Patricia. Hello, Sheila. Hello, Sean. Hello, Soraya. Hello, Susanna. Hello to all of you. Lots and lots of love. And Angela says, I've used the original teaching and sung this as part of a flashmob in the church where Bruckner played the organ in Linz. Well, that is amazing. And more on that church in a moment. Let's get started, everyone, as we've got some beautiful music to sing today. So let's have a C chord, like Locus Iste, but let's make it a particularly bright chord. Let's add the 9th at the top. So you can sing a C, an E, a G, or indeed the D at the top of the texture. Let's sing Home Choir and start the show. Here we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Well done, everyone, and welcome to our teaching session on Wednesday of it's the 2nd of October. The year is disappearing fast, but there is still so much music to enjoy. Today, we are revisiting a piece that we taught way back in July of 2020. This is Locus Iste by Anton Bruckner, and it's very relevant because this year, of course, marks the 200th anniversary of his birth, and it's a piece that we taught, but perhaps I feel, looking back, we can do better. And so we're going to revisit this piece today, and we're going to make it entirely up to date for an online choir in 2024. So we're going to teach all 4 parts. The score will be on screen. We've also linked to the score in the description. And we've got a packed week coming up. Of course, on Fun Friday, we shall be singing Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. Very much continuing in our theme of happy-go-lucky songs for your Fun Friday. And then Sing Sunday this week is particularly beautiful. Lots of B's. There'll be Amy Beach, there'll be Bach, there'll be Bruckner, and more besides. So join us at 11 a.m. on Sing Sunday. And you've got a great week next week as well. So if you want to support Home Choir, you want to help us do what we do, make these programmes for all of you, and indeed for the world to enjoy, well, then you can just support the channel by buying us a coffee. Go along to homechoir.org, donate, and whatever you give goes right back into making these shows for everyone to enjoy. And if you're already a supporter, whether it's a one-off or a monthly donation, huge thanks to all of you. And of course, we keep track of what's going on by sending you a newsletter every week. This is completely free. It's an email. All you need to do to receive it is to go along again to homechoir.org, click newsletter, fill in the very short form that pops up, and we will send you that email, which is crafted with great love by the Home Choir elves. So again, homechoir.org is the place to go. And of course, when you sign up for that newsletter, if you tell us when your birthday is, as Annette has done, well, we will sing you happy birthday. And it's Annette's birthday tomorrow. So let's sing together for Annette. Are we ready? We're going to sing after 2. Ready? 1, 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Annette. Happy birthday to you. And many more. So have a great birthday tomorrow, Annette, and more birthdays, of course, on Friday. So this is the piece of this week. Anton Bruckner, there he is, cheery chap. He composed this piece, we know actually to the date that he composed it, the 11th of August, 1869. Now, Bruckner at this point was a successful composer and was a professor of music, of harmony in particular, and counterpoint in Vienna. And he'd worked for a time at the old cathedral in Linz. He'd been organist there for 13 years or so, and they were building a new cathedral in Linz. And so he was commissioned to write a piece for the dedication of the votive chapel, which is the first part of the cathedral that was finished in 1869 as its first section. And this is an absolutely beautiful piece of music. It's relatively simple. In fact, you might even go as far as to say it's one of the simpler pieces in the repertoire, deceptively so, I feel. It's also a rather timeless piece. As you listen, at least until the very end, you could be forgiven for thinking that Mozart could have written it, or early Beethoven or Haydn. It has that timeless quality to it, bearing in mind that Bruckner was writing at the height of the Romantic era in the 19th century, surrounded by composers really trying new things in terms of music, as he himself did, but he restrained himself to a very traditional sound. And as a result, this is a piece that many choirs will sing at some point during their lives together. So we're going to learn this one in full. We're going to start off with the soprano part. I'm going to put the score up on screen, and of course we've linked to the score in the description, and we will enjoy it all the way through at the end. I think for now what we're going to do is we're going to use the what's called the stems, which are the individual sounds. And so I'm going to have just the soprano part playing nice and loudly, and I'm going to hide all but the soprano part for now. And we will come back, of course, and play it all the way through. I know some people prefer to see the full score up on screen. If you want to do that, of course, the PDF is there in the description for you to use. All right. So the words of this, Locus iste a Deo factus est in estimabile sacramentum irreprehensibilis est. This place was made by God, a priceless sacrament. It is without fault. And you've just got to imagine, as we're singing this beautiful harmony echoing out into the chapel there, this brand new chapel in Linz. He's even built in places in the music for the echo to make its way around the building. Okay, so we are in C major, and the line, if I'm honest, is really quite straightforward for sopranos. It's very, very beautiful. It's a descending line at the start. With some rather nice little clashes. So we start on the C and we sing very softly, and it is Locus Iste, Adeo factus est. Nothing too loud, nothing too forceful, and using the long notes like the C and indeed the G to bring the beauty out of the notes. Let's sing it, shall we? Here we go. Nice deep breath, and Locus Iste, and one. Adeo factus est. Very nice. Now you take a deep breath, because our next entry is actually quite a lot louder. It's marked mezzo forte, which from piano up to M is quite a leap. And so be ready for this. We sing Locus Iste, and one. Adeo factus est. And you can see that is the peak. It'll feel like the very top of the building, if you like, as we go up to the G. And just a little tip for those of you when you go above the stave, particularly sopranos and tenors, the higher you go, the more you need to drop your jaw. Make it more Adeo fa, or rather than O with the mouth going sideways. Locus Iste. Let's sing it from bar 5. Nice deep breath. Here's your note, and 2, 3. And very nice. Now, almost as if there's a series of echoes now built into the music. You've sung that at forte. Factus est. The bass is move down to that B. We move up again to the F, but notice it's a piano dynamic here, sopranos. You sing here in bar 9, it's 1. Adeo. 1. Deo factus est. So each one of those phrases is getting quieter, both in terms of the dynamic and also just by dropping in pitch. And 1. So let's sing, shall we, from bar 9, Adeo. Ready, after 1, 3, 4, 1. And 1. 1, 2, 3. And a short note on est. Now, at this point, things start to get a little bit more dramatic. It's all been rather pleasant and pretty. The first 12 bars are all in the major tonality. Now, into the minor. And this is where the storm clouds roll in. So you hear the basses. In estima. You come in here, sopranos. It's bar 13. I'm just going to highlight the section here on the score. And you can see and also hear in the shape of this line that you should be growing through sacramentum to the end of the phrase. Okay, this is the placemaker got a priceless sacrament. Growing. Let's sing it with the piano. Ready after 1 and 1. Inestimabile sacramentum. Very nice indeed. The basses then carry on, and so we have a little sequence. Before we get there, let's enjoy singing that together. Let's go from the beginning of bar 12 so we can get the bass lead in. So our note will be here, and we're going from the bar before. And 1. 2, 3. Now, we then pick up here, bar 17, we sing Inestimabile sacramentum. Okay, growing all the way through against the same shape this time, but louder. And obviously, as it's one higher as well, it should be one louder. Listen to that. 2, 3. There we go. So let's sing it with the recording. After 1, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3. Excellent. Well done. Being asked in the live chat here, do we roll our R's? My advice would be yes. To roll your R's slightly, not too much. Sacramentum. Just to make sure that's nice and clear. Now then, we've arrived at the middle section. The basses take a short holiday. The tenors have a tricky entry. They need to come in on that C natural, which, well, when we get to the tenor line, I've got some thoughts on that. But of course, they come in here. We've got to pitch that F sharp against it. Now, we have just sung the F sharp and the B. We've got a B major chord, and then the tenor's coming on the C, but you've got to keep that F sharp in mind. Okay, irreprehensibilis est, irreprehensibilis est. And what I'm going to ask you all to do is to grow through the repeating notes. So, irreprehensibilis est, irreprehensibilis est. My apologies, it's an F natural there, as you can see from the score, but growing each time. Irreprehensibilis est, irreprehensibilis est, and make the bouncy note particularly bouncy. Let's go from the tenor's entry in bar 21. It goes like this. It's and 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 then by way of wrapping up this middle section, he takes the idea and stretches it out. So we sing irreprehensibilis est. And you can again see and hear the tiadam just leaning on the first note and dying away at the end. Irreprehensibilis est. Let's sing it together. Here we are in bar 26, starting softly, growing quite a lot to the middle of the phrase, and then down again. Here we go. There's your notes. 3, 4. Lovely. Now, what follows is a direct restatement, at least for, let's count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bars. Is exactly as we sang it at the start, down to the dynamics and the shape, almost as if Bruckner has constructed a building, has constructed a place with walls either side and a roof in the middle. Okay, can't imagine what inspired him to do that. So let's sing bar 30 through to bar 39, because it's exactly as we sang it at the start. Starting here, nice deep breath, and Locus Iste. And 1. And 1. And 1. And 1. And then on to the coda. This is where things get a little bit more romantic in terms of the harmony. use of chromaticism in an expressive way. This is very typical of the 19th century. So we hold the D there for 3 beats. We climb by tone up to the F, which is a semitone, leaning on the F sharp, and then up to the G. Let's sing it together. Ready? 3, 4. D, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2. And then here's the echo. And 1. So that space, there's a bar of silence to allow the echo to reverberate around the building. And then we sing Adeo, Deo, factus est. And it should be very soft. Breathe after the first Deo, and then hold Fa for 6 beats, Ctus for 2, and then like the sun coming out at the very, very end. Let's sing that, shall we? This is the last 5 bars, starting here after 1 and 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there we go. Well done, everyone. Let's take it from the start. What I'll do is I am going to show the other parts on screen for this one so people can sing along if they wish to. So sopranos are at the top. Sopranos will be louder. I might make the rest of the parts just a smidgen louder so we can hear them clearly. Okay, here we go. Locus Iste, soprano sing through. Nice deep breath, and... Locus Iste, and 1. Adeo, factus est. Locus Iste, and 1. Adeo, factus est, and 1. Now the drama, and and 1. Here's the tenors, and deep breath, and Locus Iste, Adeo, factus est. Locus Iste, Adeo, factus est. 1 and 2, 3. Now pushing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bar of silence. Breathe, and 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there you go. I would always say, by the way, at the end, don't hang around too long. If you're a conductor watching this, Don't hold that last chord for too long. There's no pause marked. It should just proceed into the church. There we are. That's the soprano line. So if you'll just bear with me a moment whilst I make a few adjustments, and I hope you're all enjoying this. If you are, please remember the like button is free and puts a big, big smile on my face. Right, so we're going to have the alto part now. Altos, if you would please come to the front. I'm going to have a quick sip of drink. Okay, so... Okay, old style in so many ways. Not a particularly interesting alto part to begin with. He definitely makes up for it later on. So we start here on the E and we sing Locus Iste and 1 Adeo factus est Locus Iste Adeo factus est. Each time, factus is the important note. And of course, the F sharp to G there in bar 6 on E stay is the really lovely bit of that opening section, so really lean into that. Let's sing it together, altos, from the beginning. Nice deep breath, and Locus Iste. And 1. And 2, 3. And 1. And a bit softer. Oh, forgot I turned on the repeat. I was getting into it too much. So we sing. Deo factus est. Short note on the end. Let's sing that together. Coming in here, this is bar 9. After 1 and 1. O Deo. 1. Deo factus est. Very nice indeed. Let's sing that, shall we? Going in from the beginning of bar 9. Nice deep breath after 1 and 1. 1. Now here. This is all moving towards the powerful zone of the alto's voices, and so bring this out a little bit. This is definitely a louder section. I know we can't see the dynamics in this view, which is a little bit annoying, so I'm going to put the soprano line back on for now. Because the dynamics are reflected here. So the line, the lower line here is alto. Just have a look. I'll turn it back off again in a second, but we can see forte here in bar 13 and then fortissimo in bar 17. Okay, so forte for the first in estimabile and fortissimo for the second one. Right, back to this view where we're just looking at the alto part. So nice and big. Growing towards mentum. Let's sing that together. And 1. In estimabile sacramentum. Yeah, ba ba, nice and strong, like timpani drums. And then the repeat, but up a tone. And so we start on the note we finished off on and we sing. In estimabile sacramentum. And again, dum dum. Yeah, really kind of like the bells tolling in the building. Let's sing from bar 12 with the basses leading, and we're going to join in here. Forte first time, fortissimo second. Here we go. And 1. In estimabile 2, 3. And 1. In estimabile sacramentum. Very nice indeed. So we've just sung those two notes. You're going to hear the tenor singing. Our next line is there. So it's a tone away, your F sharp there to the E, a single tone down. And we create the interest in this line as we sing. Inapprehensibilis est, inapprehensibilis est. Almost as if it's just descending from the heights of the very top of the chapel. It's almost like it's the flower petals just falling. Inapprehensibilis est, inapprehensibilis est. Bouncing a little bit on sibilis and growing to the middle of each of the lines. Let's go from the tenor's entry in bar 21 and breathe as soon as you hear them singing. Here we go. Breathe and... and... lovely. And now, starting at a semitone lower. Just that B and C moving backwards and forwards on those semitones. It's only a tiny, tiny movement, but it's that difference between night and day. Okay, it really, really is. So even though it's only a semitone apart, lean on the C as it moves down to the B. So let's sing from Ire Prehens. This is bar 26. Nice deep breath and 2, 3. Lovely. And then just as before, we sing identical lines to the very opening. Locus Iste, adeo factus est. Locus Iste, leaning on that F sharp. Factus est, adeo, deo. These are the same pitches and the same dynamics as at the start. Soft to begin with, getting louder as we go through. So let's sing it together. Here we go. And 2, 3. And 1. Nice and bright. 2, 3, 4. Deep breath. And 1. Now down the 4th. Now, we proceed straight on with some really nice. So this is much, much more like it in terms of the 19th century sound. Okay, so just be careful here. We're descending by semitones. That B flat there is 3 beats tied across the bar line. Drop a semitone to the A, and then the C is 4 beats and 2 on the end. Okay, so let's go from bar 39, D, or just before, after 1 and 1. D, oh, D, and 1. Bar of silence, and then we sing the C, which is only semitone away. We sing adeo, deo, factus est. And just as that in that middle section, the difference between the C and the B is so important. You know, he could finish in the nighttime, could finish in the darker sound, but he finishes actually in the light on that C, so make sure that's reflected in your face and in your sound. Adeo, deo, fa for 4, down to the B, in the middle of the fa sound for 2, ctus est to finish. Let's sing it together from bar 44. There's your note. Nice deep breath, and 1. Adeo. Very nice. I'm actually going to sing that one along with you because the recording went a little bit odd. So I'm going to sing and play that last phrase with you. Bar 44. Here we go. And 1. A-D-O, D-O, fa, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Lovely piece. Let's take it from the start. Again, I'm going to make the rest of the choir a little louder. This is the halfway point, and it's tenors and basses. So here we go. Altos from the top. And let's put the soprano line back on as well so we can see the dynamics. In fact, why don't we just allow ourselves, treat ourselves. Let's have the full choir on the screen. The only thing we need to just be aware of, everyone, is that the more parts I show, the harder it is to read ahead. I know some people like to read ahead. So look, if I do that, just bear with me a moment. If I do this, we might be able to see a little bit more of the other parts. Just bear with me 2 moments. Okay, so we can see the alto part here. We can also see the line below. So as it shifts up, you can read ahead. Isn't technology marvellous? Sometimes. Okay, so there's our notes. Sopranos here, basses and tenors. Here it is from the very start. Nice deep breath and Locus Iste. And 1. Nice and bright. 2, 3. And 1. And 1. 1. And 1. 1. 2, 3. Here are the tenors. Our note is here. Deep breath. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bar of silence. Breathe and 1. 2, 3, 4. Lovely. The simplicity of that last line is just gorgeous, isn't it? Okay, everyone, just allow me just a moment again. I'm just going to resize things slightly to just hopefully to make things a little bit clearer. It's also going to bug me that we can't see the staves as clearly. There we go. Okay, so up to the top, and we're now going to look at the tenor line. And as Lisa in the live chat's pointing out, there's some tricky moments in the tenor part. In particular, the beginning of the middle section, irreprehensibilis est, is notoriously tricky. You've just kind of got to know where it is. There's certainly no help for you in the line before, but we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so to begin with tenors. You're taking a sort of an octave and fifth approach to this as choristers. Okay, so you're filling in the sound to begin with. Locus Iste, adeo factus est. And then we sing Locus Iste, adeo factus est. Now bars 7 and 8 is a lovely line that harmonizes with the tune, and I want you to really lean onto the note there at the beginning of bar 8 onto the D. Adeo factus est. All right, let's just sing it from the very start. Lots of people in the live chat again talking about my recent trip to Atlanta. So many people joined us there at the cathedral. We had a wonderful, wonderful sing there. So anyone who's watching who's in Atlanta, thank you for coming. And yeah, this was a special moment. Let's sing it, tenors, from the very start. Nice deep breath. And 2, 3. And 1.
Adeo factus est.
And 2, 3. And lean in here.
Adeo factus est.
Very nice. And then adeo, deo factus est. Listen again from the beginning of bar 9. So it is 1, leaning on that D to C, and then we drop down to the 4th, and then down the scale. Let's sing that together, please, tenors. Bar 9 after 1, and 1, adeo, 1, deo factus est. Excellent. Well done. Now, some fire at last for the tenors. We start on the note we finished on, but we have this leap. This is one of the wider leaps in the entire piece for any of the parts, and it does chime with my theory that the tenors are used to create fire in the choral sound. In estimabile sacramentum. Yeah, lots of drama there. Leap of the 6th, up by the C natural here, just watch out for that. And then up to the D, bile sacramentum. Here, these two notes, this D here is what we're aiming for. Mentum through all of these repeated Ds to there. So make sure you grow with plenty of passion. Let's sing it together, starting there, after 1 and 1.
In estimabile
2, 3.
sacramentum.
Good. And then we sing pretty much the same thing. Really passionate, leading us to that D sharp in bar 20, which is such an important note. Let's have a go at that then, tenors. There's your 6th, climbing to the E. Bar 17 and 1.
In estimabile sacramentum.
Now, you've got to find that note. It's a hard thing to do, but if you listen out for the basses, they're giving you the note that leads you to the pitch. Okay, they're giving you a B, you need a C. And another way to think about it, a friend of mine who sang tenor said, well, it's all actually about the B. It's about the B that follows in bar 22. But what this set of pitches is just hanging and decorating the B.
Irreprehensibilis est.
Let's try it together. Here we go, tenors, from bar 21. Nice deep breath, and...
Irreprehensibilis est.
Excellent. Now we just continue in that vein, but dropping down by semitones each time. Okay, each time just gently sinking, just being really careful about the descent, making sure that the dotted note here has a little bit of bounce to it, but we are decorating really the line above. So let's pick it up from bar 23 from the B flat, 3, 4. Down semitone. And then you kind of become like basses here. This is a bit of a bass line, and you sing irreprehensibilis est, and all the basses will be there going, hang on, that's our line, you stole our part. Well, Bruckner wanted to thin the texture, and so he needs someone to take the bass line at this point, and tenors, you have the responsibility here. So coming in bar 27, nice deep breath, and irreprehensibilis est. Lovely, nice and pure and gentle at the end of that phrase. Now, Locus Iste returns. Just as with the rest of the choir here, this is bar 30, and we sing exactly the same from here to bar 39 as we did at the very start. So let's do that. There's our note. Here we go, nice deep breath, and 2, 3, and 1. And 2, 3, deep breath, and and 1, down to the G. Now we proceed on the same pitch. And whilst the rest of the choir are moving around with some rather interesting semitone patterns here, we are a bit more wholesome. We drop, we sing D, 2, 3, 4, A, O. So the first note is 4 beats, we drop down a tone for 2. We rise by a third to the A, which is tied across the bar line, so that's 4 beats. And then finally the G, which is 2. So let's pick it up from bar 40. There we go. D, or nice deep breath. 3, 4. D, 2, 3, 4. Lovely. Now, just as with the alto part, we've only actually got 2 pitches now between us and the end of this piece. We've got G, and we've got A, and then a whole lot of G. And again, this is just the difference between light and shade. And I think we are slightly more in the shade here, tenors. Keep it a nice, gentle, soft sound. When you move from the Gs, you sing Adeo, Deo. That should be a little bit brighter, and then Factus est. We're just sort of more structure there than anything desperately important. So take a step back in terms of the sound and just support the rest of the choir. Adeo here, bar 44, after 1 and 1. Adeo, brighter. Deo, and now structure. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 7. Very soft, very gentle. There we go. Now what we're going to do, we're going to sing it from the start. I'm just going to leave it with the single line on this sing through, because if I start putting other parts in, it'll be really difficult to see the tenor part in all of it. We'll get to the basses shortly, and then we'll have a full sing through of the whole thing. So here we go. Starting here, basses will be here, altos and sops. PDF, of course, in the description if you want to sing along, but this is a tenor sing through from the start. Let's have a little bit more of the rest of the choir, though. Let's let them sing a little bit louder, shall we? They deserve it. So, tenors, here we go, from the start. Nice deep breath, and 2, 3, and 1. Deep breath. 2, 3, and 1. And 1. 1. 2. Deep breath, and 1. 2, 3, and 1. 2, 3. And then Locus Iste, and 1. 2, 3, and 1. And 1. 1. Same pitch. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 1. Adeo, There you go. Well sung, everyone. Thank you very much. And last but not least, basses. Thank you for your patience here. Let's go from the top for the bassos. I'm just going to change the sound around. Yes, this is going to be an epic session. Again, those of you watching live, if you have to disappear off, I completely understand. Do come back and watch it later. And of course, we're singing this piece in its entirety in the full mix, which we'll hear in a few minutes' time after the basses have sung. We're going to sing it on Sunday morning. This is a brand new recording, and I think it sounds quite nice, particularly in the Patchway Cathedral setting. 1 second. Delighted to have so many people having fallen in love with the tenor part. It really is a very special piece, this one. Okay, basses. We are the foundation of the building, certainly at the beginning. We do have a couple of moments, though, of drama. So we sing, Locus Iste Adeo factus est. And notice, whilst we continue singing through, the rest of the choir are sort of punctuating. So we really are. Okay? So let's sing from the start their basses. After 4, 3, 4. Lord, 2, 3, cus iste adu, 2, 3, or factus est. And then a little louder here. we sing Locus Iste Adeo factus est. Listen to those pitches here, basses from bar 5, 2, 3, and let's sing that together. This is definitely a bit more dramatic, so let it be a little louder here. 3, 4, Lo, 2, 3, cos iste adeo factus est. Lovely, bouncing a little on factus est, and then right down dynamically, and just as with the altos and tenors, the difference between the B and the C is just shade and light. Adeo, deo factus est. Okay, nothing too loud. This is more structural and letting the rest of the choir be in charge here. Are we ready, basses? This is the upbeat 2 bar 9 after 3. A 1, 2, 3. A, 2, 3, 4. Deo factus est. Now you have to grab a really quick breath here because you become a dramatic, romantic cello line. So let's just quickly look at that. First of all, rising by tone and semitone. In estima isn't too bad. Let's sing that together. And 1. In estima. Then we complete the chord. Mobile. Mobile. With me, basses. Mobile. Good. Now from that G, marked here on screen. Oh, I'm just seeing you can't see the pitches. Apologies. There we go. That makes it a little bit easier to see, I hope. Okay, so mobile sacramentum. So we climb from the G up to the A to the B flat, growing through, and then we drop down to there. Okay, let's sing it from bar 12 from this lower G. After 1 and 1. In estimabile sacramentum. In estima. So this is the same shape, but now up a tone. So dramatic. Just by transposing it up a tone, it transforms the sound. So still big and bright and, dare I say, bassy. Just allow me a moment to just, there we go, should be able to see even clearer now. So let's sing here, basses, from bar 16 after 1 and 1. In estimabile 2, 3. And now we have a short holiday, basses, whilst the rest of the choir sing Ire hence sibilis est. And we are led back then. If I just put them back on screen so you can see, bear with me a moment. There we go. So they actually finish here with a straightforward, okay, a G major chord, which leads us then back to here. Locus Iste. So bye-bye rest of the choir for now. And basses, it's all about us to the end of the piece. Okay, and so we sing as at the beginning. Locus iste adeo factus est. Locus iste adeo factus est. Adeo, deo. Just as at the beginning, let's sing it together. Obviously not that quickly. So from bar 30, after 4, 3, 4, Lord, 2, 3. Adeo factus est.
Locus Iste Adeo factus est Adeo Deo.
Now, I've been saying all through this rehearsal that most of this could have been written by Mozart. This, however, that's not Mozart. That's very much 19th century. Deo. So we rise from the lower G to the upper G via the octave, tuck underneath, okay, via this by this diminished interval, and then up, and then by semitone. So let's sing it together, basses with the piano from bar 40. 3, 4. Deo. Lovely now with the recording. 3, 4. 2, 3. Good, and then we have the bar of silence, and then from that pitch, we sing Adeo. We just 3 blind mice, okay? Adeo. Then we take a breath, and we drop down to an F major chord. This is a rare thing in this piece, actually, which is the Amen chord. Deo factus est. And those of you who are second basses, it's just such a great moment to drop down. Let that rumble away, filling the church. The first note of Fa, of course, is 6 beats, just as with everyone else, and then make the Est lovely and soft at the end. Let's go from Adeo. This is bar 44. Nice deep breath after 1. And 1. Adeo. And a lovely st on the end, if you'd be so kind. Okay, so from the top with the basses and then with everyone. This is an epic home choir session. I do recall it taking a while to teach last time as well, though. You don't want to rush it. It's such a lovely piece. Yes, it's beautifully constructed, almost like the church it was dedicated to. So here we go. Basses louder from the starts. Nice deep breath and.
Locus Iste Adeo factus est.
Now louder.
Locus Iste Adeo factus.
Now softer.
Adeo Deo factus est in estimabile sacramentum, in estimabile sacramentum.
Now, tenors, altos and sopranos singing soothingly. Four bars basses. Deep breath and.
Locus Iste Adeo factus est. Locus Iste Adeo factus factus est, adeo,
Here we go.
Deo.
2, 3, 4, 1.
Adeo.
Nice and low. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. There we go, everyone. So that is our teaching for Locus Iste. All that remains, of course, is to sing it all the way through. And so I'm going to put all 4 parts back up on the screen. I'm going to turn the parts up so we can hear them all. And just to say, because the score will move along with the grey line, and I don't yet know, there isn't a way to make it read ahead, sadly. So those of you that like to read ahead, I would suggest use the PDF. Those of you that are happy, maybe you know it well enough to be able to sing it along with everyone, then use the on-screen score. Okay, and so we're going to sing it from the start. I do hope you've enjoyed learning it today. If you have, do please tell your friends about these sessions. Do please hit the subscribe and the like button. And this is Locus Iste as sung by Patchway Cathedral Choir in the wonderful cathedral. What a sacred place. Here we go from the start, everyone. Have fun. And...
Locus Iste, adeo factus est, Locus Iste, adeo factus est,
And there you have it, everyone. That is Locus Iste by Anton Bruckner, taught, I hope, rather thoroughly here on Home Choir for all of you to enjoy. Do please enjoy it. Send it to your friends. Use it for your choir concerts. Tell your friends who sing in choirs to use it for their concerts, and indeed spread the word about home choir, because we just love enjoying sharing music with all of you and indeed with the world. So join me on Friday for something completely different. We're going to be singing the Bare Necessities and other cheery jazzy numbers, and then Sing Sunday Well. We'll be singing that bit of Bruckner along with some music by Amy Beach, by Bach, and many, many more composers, some of whom surnames begin with B. Look forward to seeing you soon, everyone. Take care and have a great day. All the best.